Hello, and welcome to the course on Angular 9 new features. My name is Christian Her, and I'll be your instructor and guide throughout this course. Before we get started, here's a brief introduction to who I am and what I do. I'm an author, a web instructor, and an indie filmmaker. And I wear many hats, yes, and I love teaching, especially computer programming and full stack web development. My career in web development spans over 20 years, and I have built many websites and applications using various web technologies throughout my career. Now, besides teaching, coding, and learning all these new technologies, I also run a small indie film production where we make some pretty awesome low-budget movies, so that's pretty fun right there. Alright, so let's take a look at what this course is all about. This course is designed as a go-to guide to help you learn and use these new features in Angular 9 applications. So the course is divided into 3 sections. In section 1, we're going to take a first look at Angular 9 and explore some major new features and improvements introduced, particularly the new generation or the new next generation compilation and rendering engine called Ivy. And if you're an avid Angular developer, this is a very exciting stuff. And also we'll look at some 3 major strategies built into the engine to help empower this rendering engine. But most importantly, we'll also look at the benchmarks between Ivy and the Vue engine. Next, in section 2, we're going to dive into Angular 9 and see some of these new features in action, things like the error messages, type checking, and the I18N or the internationalization. And finally, in section 3, we'll explore some breaking changes and deprecations in Angular 9. This is very typical stuff when you have a major release. So we'll look at some minor features as well. Those are extremely useful in your app, and things like styles and class-based bindings, and those are really important to style your elements. And so here are the goals for this course. We're going to explore Ivy. Of course, this is the new engine for Angular 9. We'll learn and examine the 3 strategies built into the Angular 9 architecture, the tree shaking, code splitting, and the progressive hydration. We'll also analyze the performance between Angular 9's Ivy engine and its predecessors, and also learn how to make the best use of these new features and how to handle any breaking changes in deprecations. So here are the prereqs for this course. You want to make sure you have a pretty good, a solid understanding of web development, especially with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that's really important. And be familiar with the Angular framework. If you haven't used Angular before, I highly recommend you take a course or go to the site and do some demos that they have. And make sure you know these patterns in coding. So the object-oriented programming, MVC, MAVM is really important to understand. And last but not least, be comfortable using the command line interface, the CLI. You'll be using that quite extensively throughout the course. So if you want to code or follow along or take the best advantage of this course, is to make sure you have the following: a modern computer with internet access at all times. That's really important. We'll be downloading a lot of stuff from the internet. And a favorite IDE of your choice. Just any IDE will do. I will be using Visual Studio Code throughout this course, so it's pretty awesome. It's free as well. And also make sure you have the following application or programs installed on your machine. You need Node.js 10 and TypeScript and so on. Okay, I think that's all we need. So let's go ahead and get started.